Hi there, Sagittarius. Welcome to your mid-February 2024 General Tarot Update. It's Raina here. Sun and Sag. Myself. Interesting. It's interesting because I got the Seven of Pentacles in the exact same position for Pisces. And so, I'm going to leave that for the end of the reading because I'm obviously going to do these cards in order, but I just think that it's always very interesting when I get that more than once. But basically here, it's like I feel as if there's a guardedness and there can be an emotional emptiness with Sagittarians, we're fire signs. So we are passionate about life. The cups represent the element of water. So you have the water, and then you have the spiritual message in Nine of Wands. And it's funny because the ninth house is Sagittarius. But the idea of, to me, the Eight of Cups is Scorpio. I don't know if it's connected to Scorpio actually, but the eighth house represents Scorpio, and the ninth house is Sag. And it's interesting that they're next to each other because both those elements of water and fire are emotional. But with Sag and and Leo and Aries, the fire element, and fire signs, we are more emotional about ideas, about concepts, about things. Like if we have a passion project, the water signs are more emotional about their personal lives, their interactions with other people, and their relationships and things like that. So I feel like, let's bring this card up here. You can see the person, she's walking away from something. And this is a card of leaving behind what no longer serves you. But I don't think, sometimes I think I'm saying the wrong thing, because it's really about something that's no longer fulfilling. But I guess it doesn't serve you if it's not fulfilling. So this can run the gamut. This could be a relationship that has run its course. This can be a job that you no longer feel aligned to. And I want to make it clear that sometimes these situations are with something or someone that you once did have a feeling of emotional satisfaction or fulfillment. It's not like it always sucked. And this is where it can get kind of confusing. Because sometimes we think to ourselves, yeah, but I remember when I started that thing and how excited I was. Why am I so not feeling it or feeling that person? And we have here in the past position, that feeling of dissatisfaction, Four of Cups. And that's kind of a great indicator for you about whether or not something is truly providing you with that expansion that life is all about. And it doesn't mean that everything you do, like if you have this job or something, that you have to constantly get promotions and raises and all of that. That's kind of like a superficial expansion, to be honest. to me, the ultimate expansion is that you feel like something is constantly stretching you from an internal position, that you're not just going through the motions of whatever it is. So those little perks that are superficial on the outside, that's not really what I'm talking about. Because those things are sometimes given because, let's say, the employer wants to keep the employee happy. But even if you get those, if you're not feeling that sense of like fulfillment inside, it doesn't matter. So I'm not saying that the person's walking away from something because they're not getting this, promotion that they wanted. It's really kind of a soul thing. The higher message is the Nine of Wands. And I'm going to tell you something, Sag, what I got from this when I looked at this card. I didn't get, this is a card of boundaries, but it's, when we think of setting boundaries, we think of setting them with other people. To me, I believe this is about in this particular context, it's about setting boundaries with yourself, meaning that you are not allowing outer situations to, I shouldn't say outer situations, I mean distractions, to invade your sacred energetic field. So perhaps, the trivia of life is distracting you. And maybe that took you off course as to what your mission is in life. And so putting boundaries over not only other people's behavior and what you accept from them, but also, maybe it has to do with social media and you. Maybe it has to do with television or other things that are escapist. Maybe it's the kind of things that you take in. I mean, it could even have like what you take in as physical food, but also as intellectual food, because that can really affect our consciousness as well. What crosses you is the Ten of Pentacles. Now, this is a card which can be about big money, about affluence and things like that. And when I look at that woman, she's got her back turned on that. And it can be like family money. It can be all kinds of things like that. And this can be a situation for some Sagittarius, obviously not all. This is a general reading for every Sag on the planet. We're all, even with astrological readings, everybody's going through different things in their life. So it's not like they have the same things going on, have different natal charts. But this idea of how much does the material kind of like hook you in. Sagittarius is one of those signs, fire signs in general, tend to approach money and anything of the material nature with a sense of abandon, if you will. Like there's the idea of a free spending fire sign. That's kind of how it tends to be. Now, I think Aries and Leo, they tend to kind of like, they're unapologetic about it because they just, maybe they want that living large lifestyle. For Sagittarians, remember, Sag is the winter sign, fire sign. So it's kind of culminating the wisdom of what fire represents. And because Sag rules the ninth house of philosophy, God, the higher mind, there is that look at the material from a philosophical perspective of like, okay, but is this really the ultimate? If I can't take it with me, what value does it have ultimately? And so some of you may choose to walk away from some kind of money, and yet this can be something that you're doing for the wrong reasons. When you could actually make use of it. So there are some sages who may have lack consciousness, who have to really embrace who have to be able to walk and chew gum at the same time when it comes to talking about this issue of abundance. Because really, I mean, the Ten of Pentacles is the ultimate abundance. But there are some sages that will have to walk away from that big money. There might be some sages where this is actually a literal thing that you would have to do to get out of that Four of Cups feeling of doldrums. So whether you have a high-paying job, whether you're in a marriage or committed partnership with somebody who has a high-paying job, and that will make your lifestyle go back down to a very humble situation, you have to decide how much that is worth towards your happiness. Eight of Cups to me can be, and I think I've read this about the spiritual quest. So, and actually, if we connect it to Scorpio in the 8th house, it's like this personal transformation. So it could be at a very deep level. What's coming in is the 10 of Wands. This is the card of, one of my books calls it the burdens of success, but it's also a card of sometimes maybe having too much put on you, too much responsibility, see the beast of burden, and also maybe doing something taking responsibility for something that belongs to another person. And if you're doing that, if you're doing it with the idea that, okay, this is only temporary and then I'm going to get back into my own dreams, that's one thing. But if you're just doing it and you have no boundaries, like the 9 of Wands says you have to develop, then you can be jeopardizing yourself. I think too, because of the outcome card, that this can also be about maybe somebody with a day job that is starting their own business. So they're having a lot that they're doing at once, because this is what I was talking about with Pisces. The 7 of Pentacles is the outcome card. Again, Pentacles are practical matters, money and job. And this is a nurturing, you see, the person is nurturing this seedling, and they're putting energy into something and seeing, they're planting their seeds and seeing how they're manifesting. And that can be something that the person is doing for a very specific reason, that they want to see that growth. But obviously, you have to have patience. Do Sagittarians have patience? Well, yes. Well, I was going to say, why am I saying yes when that is so not the case? Like I said, Sages are passionate because we're fire signs. So we just want things to happen, and we have to be willing to let things grow. So if you have walked away from something, maybe this is not something you've actually done just yet. It's something you're thinking about doing. Perhaps there are some seeds that you need to plant that will help in your freedom efforts. All right, that's what I have for you, Sag. I hope that this resonated. If you'd like a private reading, I'm promoting my double package deal, astrological readings called deep dive readings, an hour of natal chart analysis, an hour of transits for a special price. You can find out more about that deal, plus other readings that I offer at the link below. I'm at RainaMoonAstrology.com. Thanks for watching. Bye.